Hey traders, John Howell here. So today we can actually see that there's potentially a bit of a topping pattern forming in the markets right now, potentially a bit of a head and shoulder formation that could lead us to the downside coming real soon in the markets here. So before I do start, guys, make sure you go over to this page over here right now. This page here is, I'm giving away I've developed this book here called How to Create a Fearless Trading Psychology and a Missing X Factor and Unstoppable Winning Edge. That first thing in the description there, guys, if you go to getjohntop.com, oh sorry, no, that's for my coaching program, johnsfreegift.com. Anyway, the link's in the description there, first thing in the description there, guys, go get access to that book. Now, one thing I'm noticing right now with the markets here, and something I was actually talking about with my coaching clients, we're actually starting to really falter here a lot. Really starting to falter a lot in the market here. And one thing that we can see here is you can see how we're actually forming a bit of a, see how in the past we've had these, see how it's very strong, but what's happened here, notice how it's actually becoming very weak, right? So what that simply means is we're actually starting the week go through here on our really, this is obviously NASDAQ through here, and we're very weak to the upside. We're not getting any strong buys. So the thing that I'm looking at right now is over the last year, you can see this is the support level back here. If we do start to get a bit of a drop to the downside, okay? So let's actually use the good old red, right? We get something like this, and then we get a breakdown. There's a good probability we're gonna start to make our way down to here, which would be roughly around a 50 or so percent, somewhere around about this level here is probably where we're likely to head down to for the next month in the market here. So a bit of a head and shoulder formation is at play. We're not there yet though, so we can actually start to see this thing actually start to kick into play as well too. One thing I'm also seeing here as well too, same for the NASDAQ, for the Dow Jones as well too. All of these indices are doing something really similar here, right? We're holding through here. But if we do this, and then we break down like that, then we're getting ready for another move to the downside here on the Dow Jones as well too. Now the Russell, look at the Russell here. The Russell could be causing a bit, it could be a false breakout, head and shoulder formations, and another leg. So the head and shoulder formations are for the indices. The Russell here is starting to really, look at this here. It actually broke out, but it's reversing really quickly. This is a sort of a classic sort of false breakout move. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see this thing, you know, bit of support and then break down and then start to make its way down through here as well too. Because we're starting to get, as you can see, this level through here, complete another false breakout. It did break above this level here. And now we're just, you can see with today's candle, right? If I zoom right in on today's candle, you can see I actually had a big reversal on the downside here. So we can actually see that, let me bring on year to date for me. There we go, right? So that's what's happening through there. On the S&P 500, you can see we're getting something sort of the same type of thing, but the differences on the S&P 500 is this. Notice with the S&P 500, it's already broke. See this line through here? It's already broken down, and now we're just holding it. And now once was support is now becoming resistance. So if we hold here and then break down, then I'm expecting a 10% drop in the market to come down through to here. So I'm expecting a good drop to come out of this level here, which is a 10% drop in the markets from there. So, and as you can see, the S&P is actually below this line, which is sort of giving us a bit of a leading indicator. But you look at the NASDAQ, right? NASDAQ's what? The NASDAQ 100 is it hasn't broken past the line yet. The Dow Jones is at the line. It hasn't actually broken past this sort of support level through here. And obviously the same for the composite as well too. And even things like the Russell, right? Look at the Russell here. The Russell has even made this support through here as well too. So we can see this whole resistance through here. And we can see that that's what's sort of forming through there. So this is actually potentially setting up, guys, for a bit of weakness into right from now, probably in through to November as well too. So definitely be patient with your trading over the next month, guys. There's going to be a lot more of increased volatility, but I believe there's going to be a good buying opportunity. If you look at the things like the fear and greed index right now, right? This is the fear and greed index. And you can see the fear and greed index is already at extreme fear. It's just crazy. Like, we've done nothing in the market and we're already at fear. So I believe there's going to be a good buying opportunity coming towards the end of this year, guys. So see where we're at right now. Can you just imagine if the S&P did come down towards, say, for example, I got a target of around this support level through here. Right, so see that all this resistance back through here. So somewhere around about this level from here. If we look at that from a Fibonacci retracement, from that point to that point there, that's the point where it is right now from there. So if we did get a drop, that'll be sort of an 8% drop, but then from the high to the low, that'll be a good, say, 8 to 10% drop. That's all I'm sort of expecting in the markets. I'm not expecting anything too crazy, but that'll be very healthy. And then we're probably likely to see the markets really start to, have some movement on the upside from there. So that's what I'm seeing right now on the S&P 500, all the indices right now. There's a few things happening right now as well too. So one of the big things I personally am involved with, and I've been saying now for a while, is I'm seeing interest rates likely to start to come down. And if I bring up here, right, this is the ES here, and I let me bring on this screenshot here, and let me bring on my 52, because I like to use my 52. If you look at the 10-year, look what's been happening to the 10-year. 10-year is really rolling over. I mentioned about a week ago that I'm actually in TMF myself because I see the bonds rallying, interest rates coming down, and so far, that is quite. That's what's been happening so far, right? So high, lower high, lower high, lower high from here, right, all the way down from here, and now we're developing another move down. So I'm actually expecting to see this interest rate to continue down now, and the 10-year should get to around about, I'd have to say this level down here. So the mid sort of threes, so 3.5 looks like it's where it's probably going to try to go to now, at least on a short-term level basis, guys. The 30-year is the same thing, right? We're rolling over. See, actually, and with the 30-year, the interesting with the 30-year is we actually had this movement up through here as well, right? So point through there, we had all this movement from here, and we actually broke down, and now you can actually see, look what's happening here, right? So you have all this You have all this support level all through here, as you can see. Support. We broke down, made a major resistance through here, and then we started the breakdown from here. So we can see this high, lower high, and now a lower high, and now we're rolling over from here, right? So we are definitely starting to see this thing move on the downside. And I'm expecting this whole topping pattern. I'm expecting a lot more downside in the rates overall. And you can see what's happening here. So I'm expecting probably get down towards the low or the high threes, low fours on the 30-year, and the 2-year. The 2-year is definitely the weakest. If you have a look at the 2-year on the weekly charts, right? This 2-year on the weekly chart has been holding here quite strongly, but now we're really starting to accelerate. I believe there's going to be an acceleration in the interest rates, right? High, lower high, lower high, lower high in the interest rates. Right, and now we can see this thing rolling over from here, right? Really rolling over quite nicely from here. So I'm actually expecting to see this thing start to or continue to roll over, and a lot more downside to come. Hence the reason why we're starting to see things like the TMF market start to become at play, and we're starting to see this thing rise. So especially over the next couple of months. Maybe even into next year as well too, as we start to really unfold, then I do see this thing, the TMF market starting to increase in value from there. So one of the things we can have a look here when it comes to, so yeah, that's what I'm seeing there from that perspective there, guys. Let's go check out oil today. So the oil market's really starting to come down from here. So really, look at this here, just continuing to make this movement on the downside. And as you can see, high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and we've been moving on the downside from here, moving all the way through the downside. And so we're very weak here with the oil market. And if we have a look at this level from here, yeah, just continued weakness, right? Continued weakness. I'm trying to find a bit, where's support? But there's actually really no support level from here. So that's pretty much it. What I really wanted to cover with you guys today is mainly the stock market today. And then obviously the fear and greed index and what I wanted to share with you there, because I do see that potentially we're going to start to see a bit of weakness in the markets. And I really want to encourage you guys that, especially over the next week, one, sort of make sure you try to not trade on emotion, but trade based off, there's some sort of system you're using right now, because that's going to definitely be in line with helping you stay in control, especially because as we go through this next month or so, the volatility is going to increase. So remember guys, sometimes the best trade you take is no trade at all. So traders, before you leave today, I want to give you an invite to apply for my John's Inner Circle coaching program. This is my top level coaching program, and this is for only serious people only. This group right now currently is only around 15 people, so it's only a real small group because I'm with you every single week in that small group. This whole group here, this John's Inner Circle, is about giving you exactly what you need to know on how to identify a really good high quality setup, trade management techniques, how I scan the markets, and so much more. Plus also every single week I'm doing live coaching sessions that help you with every single area that goes into becoming a good trader and so much more. So this is only for serious people only. This is my top level coaching program. It's only a real small group. But if you're at the point right now where you are absolutely serious about becoming disciplined and you really want to make commitment to becoming a good trader, then my Inner Circle may be a good fit for you. If you go to getjohnshelp.com, that's an application form. Go fill that out right now, and you and I will have a good chat on the phone, and I'll see where you're at, and you'll be able to see more about the actual coaching program. And if we're a good fit, then maybe we can move together from there. But if you're real serious about this and you really want to take this to a whole brand new level, and you want to be more than 95% of traders lose money in the markets, and if you finally want to start to crack into the top 5%, and even the top 1%, then this may be a good fit for you. So go to getjohnshelp.com right now. Apply for that. It's only for the first 10 people only. And I look forward to speaking to you on the phone real soon.